I'm a certified personal trainer. With that being said, I am not your trainer. I have been working in the field for years, certified under... So at least it's one of the top ones and not the kind that lets you pass with an open book test. I'm also even though that second one isn't necessarily relevant to the field, it is still surprising how often the knowledge of that field applies to health and fitness. I'm probably going to have to censor those things for privacy purposes. The point is, I actually want people to get better, so that's the main reason I am making this video. I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm not a snake oil salesman or a clickbaiter, which is a term I have recently come to know. I'm still a bit confused on that terminology, still, that's not the point. The point is, I'm not going to lie to you. I completely understand how it is a leap of faith to listen to someone who is anonymous saying, "Just trust me, bro." Go to one of the many thousands of other videos probably recommended after mine if you're looking for lies, if you're a glutton for punishment looking for that sort of thing. And if you have fallen for some get-fit-quick product in the past, scammers are trained to deceive you, so don't feel too bad if you have fallen victim to one before. While preparing to make this video, I made it a point to not read the work of other professionals or influencers in order to make sure that my thoughts are as organic as possible, that all of my thoughts, experiences, and ideas are not tainted, skewed, or overly influenced, giving a more genuine testimony of what has helped my clients. Also because a lot of the information that is actually helpful is behind a paywall and I am not going to do that. So, now for the meat of the video. What you're here for. Arguably the most important part regarding getting healthy, psychology. It may be surprising to you, but there is a lot of psychology that goes into health and fitness. Now, I am not going to address the psychology of every aspect, such as the psychology behind exercising, nutrition, personal trainers, chronic physical issues, and other related things like that. That will take much longer to address everything in every field, and the answer can even depend on the situation the client is in and the information given. Here, I will delve into the primary focus on you and how your mind and motivation works, just to help you get started in a way that will stick with you for the long haul. Heck, I can't even tell you everything that I'm wanting to say because it ties in too much with other subjects that I would also need to explain. Right now, I am here to help you get started. If you're the type who says, "I already know what I need to do, I'm just not doing it. I walk every day, that should be enough. I know someone who is into health and fitness, so I'll just get them to program stuff for me." You're not helping yourself by making excuses. If you're planning on skipping ahead or turning off this video with all of the information that I am voluntarily providing, stay unhealthy, I guess. Anyway, did that make you angry? Am I annoying you yet? Good. Use that as fuel to prove me wrong. Go, "Psh, I hate this guy. I'm going to implement cleaner eating, regular exercising, and a consistent sleep schedule to show the world that I can do it on my own." And then I will be over here going, "Yay!" Just be sure to ease into the difficulty and always make sure you are doing the exercises correctly and follow your doctor's advice. Then in the other corner, there are those that will say to themselves, "She's right. I'm a failure and I don't know how to fix myself. And I'm so ashamed of myself and I don't know where to start." And that's what I'm here for, buddy! Listen to me! And then reach out to your local fitness professional to figure out your best course of action. If you are adamant that you don't need to pay for a gym membership and/or personal trainer, ask yourself these questions. How long have you had this fitness goal for? How many times have you tried to set this goal for yourself only to stop and give up? And, if it were possible, would you pay for a subscription to have the body, health, and physical abilities that you have always wanted to have? The majority of people I have presented this hypothetical to have answered in a resounding yes, that they would be willing to pay a daily fee instead of putting the time and effort in to get what they want. If it were possible to just pay to have the best version of your body, most people would pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. It's horrifying. But what if I told you that you can spend less than that with a gym membership and personal trainer? However, you can't just throw money at the problem and expect miracles to happen. You need to put in actual effort. We need to remember that this is all an investment for yourself. You spend a little bit of time and money for the things that are going to help you in the long run, instead of spending over 10 times as much time and money to treat the things that will develop down the line. Bottom line, there is no magic pill. It really is as simple and as difficult as the solutions being time, effort, and the ability to allow yourself to be humbled. So let's look at what has stopped you in the past. We need to identify and target what your biggest obstacles are. What has kept you from reaching your fitness goals in the past? Lack of time, negative health, not having money to invest in the gym or healthier foods, not having accountability, lack of knowledge or expertise, no motivation, boredom or repetitiveness, lack of discipline, a habit of procrastination, lack of support from the people who are close to you, overall anxiety. Getting a good personal trainer is going to help reduce around 90% of the stress that comes from those obstacles, because they have the knowledge and experience to help you with confronting those obstacles. Someone knowledgeable who corrects you on misinformation and provides you with accurate knowledge without making you look stupid or hurt yourself. Yet, despite having a personal trainer, life coach, or anything else, it will not help with anything unless you put in your side of the effort. Nothing is going to change if you are just going to sit there. Time is still going to pass whether you like it or not. So you need to figure out what it is going to take to make sure that you are not the same or worse in 10 years instead of better. We are going to use our bodies as intended. Speaking with a professional will get that game plan made and will help you get going. Even if you are experiencing a similar obstacle to someone else, there are still going to be vast differences because you lead different lives. That is why we target exactly what is happening specific to you as a person. The repetition is intentional because it works. Everybody is different, and every body is different. Do you have a history of addiction, mental health issues, eating disorders, or anything else along those lines? Your journey to becoming healthier is going to be tailored to you. You. Not just copying whatever some motivational guru on the internet did. You may take some ideas and use that as inspiration to create a structure more suitable for your circumstances, just never allow yourself to beat yourself up for not being as good as someone else. They recover quicker, they don't have as many symptoms, so it's my fault. Nope. Stop it. Would you ever talk bad about someone to their face as much as you do to yourself? In most cases, the answer is no. Push yourself, don't be complacent in bad habits, but don't hurt yourself in the process. Identifying and targeting what has hindered your progress in the past will apply to not only health and fitness, but many other aspects of life that you have wanted to improve upon. Look back at the last time you tried to lead a healthier lifestyle. Now count how many times you tried. What makes you think this next time is going to be the one that sticks? Since we have finally narrowed down what has stopped us before and what is stopping us now, this is where we get to the fun part. You need internal and external motivation, internal and external goals. For the internal motivation, you've got to look inside yourself and think of why you want to get healthy for yourself. Do you want to look in the mirror and feel like you are in a body that you are happy with? Do you want to be there for your loved ones? Are there things that you want to accomplish with your improved health and fitness? Great! Those are your internal motivational factors. As an additional tip, get the fuck off of social media. Most of the fitness influencers set up only short-term help because they want you to fail just so you are caught in a cycle and keep coming back to watch their content. I can't go into further detail about that today because we still have to talk about the external motivation, which is going to keep you held accountable to reach those goals of yours. Do you have a positive inner circle of people who support your choices and don't want to hold you back? Are you reaching out to your certified medical and fitness professionals to figure out the best course of actions for you to take based on your background and your goals? Because motivation is a temporary thing, and if we only wait until we are motivated to fulfill our dreams, nothing will ever get done. Great! You have your reasons. Now what do you do once you get out there? Do you have a lot of anxiety and fear of looking stupid if you go to a public gym, train outside, or attend a fitness course? I get it. I did too. Everyone is anxious and self-conscious when they start exercising. But here's the thing. When everyone is worrying about others looking at themselves, no one is looking at each other. You build mental calluses. The more consistently you go, the easier it is each time. And eventually, you get to the point where you don't even have to think about it anymore. It's good for us to be in an environment that encourages us to be better. I'm going to go ahead and say something that sounds hypocritical. Don't just listen to some person you saw in the gym or online. Question everyone, including me, on anything and everything you read and hear. Most gym goers have general knowledge of the specific thing that they are talking about, not letting you know that they don't have all of the answers and are making assumptions about you and your situation when they are not you with your unique body and circumstances. I will provide specific examples once I get around to making a video on exercises themselves. What you need to know is that a good personal trainer or proper fitness expert will sit down with you and talk to you about your circumstances, history with exercise, medical history, current diet and lifestyle, how your workout regimen will need to be structured based on you as a person with a unique set of circumstances. To give you a better idea of this, imagine going to the doctor. The doctor doesn't bother to sit down with you and listen to you speak about your situation. And then they just throw a bottle of pills at you and hope for the best. That's what it's like when some rando tells you to just do a certain exercise to fix your problem. I repeat, what works for someone else may not work for you. People have severely hurt themselves by performing movements just because someone else said it worked for them, whereas I have had multiple clients confess that training with me has greatly reduced most of their chronic pain and has provided significant results in a short amount of time, rather than when they were spending months or years with an assigned physical therapist or other healthcare practitioners. Which is both flattering and disheartening, yet the main reason I have been able to do so much for them is because I make sure that I know everything that I can about the client first, and then prescribe them with what is truly necessary for them to do to see improvements. We are going to have a healthy relationship with health and fitness. You are not going to hyper-focus on your appearance or obsess over the numbers. You and your trainer will sit down and discuss your pacing and what will work best for you. Do you need someone to be more patient with you and gentle when you encounter an obstacle? Do you need someone to be your drill sergeant and push you to the absolute limits while still guiding you and keeping you safe? A versatile personal trainer will have an understanding of psychology and will be able to tailor your training to what works best for you to get you in the gym and keep you consistent to come back and exercise on a regular basis. I won't go into further detail about being a personal trainer in this video, though I will say that the best trainer for you is the one who keeps you accountable and motivated to exercise and eat healthy again. Humans have this nasty little habit of overestimating the good that they're doing and underestimating the bad that they're doing. And your trainer will give you that reality check. Now you're exercising. Great! We figured out our starting point, our baseline, where we will start seeing improvements over time. What is easy for you is not easy for someone else, and vice versa. Even the knowledge of what is common sense to you may not have been available information to someone else. I have had a client astounded at the fact that food gives them energy. Yes. Really. You think it is as ridiculous just as I thought when I first heard them admit that. And yet, health and fitness is not intuitive knowledge. Just like cleaning, socializing, and other things that sound easy, even though it is not taught to most people. It has to be learned. You need not only the information, but the connection. A means or professional who can correlate the advice into what works best for you and how your mind works. Information is useless if you don't know how to use it successfully. Despite an expert knowing everything in their field of study, if they work in a profession where they have to translate that knowledge to others in a way that the layman can comprehend, and they can't do that, then their information cannot be applied successfully and ergo, useless. Find another trainer. Don't switch your entire life up 180 degrees like a New Year's resolution. Ease your way into good habits over a long period of time, so that way they're sustainable and last you for the rest of your life. Push yourself and still treat yourself like a human. You will have emergencies and days where you can't work out, and as long as you get back on the horse, you are not a failure. Think about it. You never see Olympians on their off days. You only see them when they are performing at their best after months and years of training. Remind yourself that it takes time and consistency. After listening to me for so long, you might want to make a comment to say, "We're all going to die anyway, so I might as well do whatever I want without thinking of long-term consequences." Yet, even as you believe this now, there is never a guarantee that you will die before your body begins to age to this apparent limit you have set for yourself. So do you really want to be in your 50s and already needing assistance to move around going, "Well, shit"? Or do you want to take care of yourself on regular intervals now so that you can live with the highest physical value that you can? I was originally going to create this video to include all aspects regarding health and fitness, like certain exercise advice, specific lifestyle choices, the works. But then the more I have been writing everything down, the more I realized that all of that would be way too much for anyone listening to digest at once. So I'm going to use this video to start at the very foundation itself to help as many people as possible, depending on how far this video will reach. The information and key points that I have provided so far is a bit scrambled because they overlap with one another. Besides the ones that I have purposely saved to discuss on another day, I have probably missed a few key notes on the fundamental psychology of approaching health and fitness that I'll beat myself for later after this video is published, but whatever, I'll get to them later. I'm hoping to make a video about more specific exercise advice, a video about the life of being a personal trainer in both a commercial gym as well as a self-employed one with the pros and cons of each profession, a video about how to approach nutrition and eating overall, and a video on gym culture and how to not be like one of those assholes that wind up on gym fail compilations. It'll be quite a while as I work a full-time job and animal rescue takes up most of my free time outside of that. If anything, I would rather do dedicated live streams to take the proper amount of time to answer all of your specific questions as best as I can. There are a lot of nuances on these topics. And like I've said before, everybody is different and every body is different. I know that the majority of people who watch this video won't take my empirical advice into consideration, for it to be forgotten as they go about their day. Though if the work I have put into making this video helps just one other person get started to improving their health and self-confidence, then I've done my job.